Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Right, Chris.
All right there, all right at the back. How the devil are we all? Good evening. Yes, we're back again. It's the usual Christmas and New Year packed show. Packed shows because there's so many games going on. And as normal, we've got Manchester City and Liverpool. Who knew? Welcome along. This is Leicester Till I Die. This is where you can watch us, and this is where you can listen to us on your favourite podcast platform.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Indeed, and it is the preview show. I know we did one yesterday, but that was Liverpool for the Carling Cup. I keep calling it the Carling Cup, the Carabao Cup. And tonight we are going to be previewing our game at the weekend against Man City. Obviously doing a bit earlier because there's a small matter of Christmas and parties and Christmas Eve and everything in there. And the truth is, if you're wondering why we were a little bit early tonight, it isn't because my guest from the Man City fan, Charlie, is 14 and he's got to be in bed early and he's staying up late tonight anyway. It'll kill me. We have all got other shows to do. But it is the... I'm laughing at my own jokes, but then again, nobody else does. It's the preview show.
It's the Premier League preview show with Chris and Craig on Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
You know, well, I mean, Liverpool in the Carling Cup, Manchester City in the Premier League, Liverpool in the Premier League. I mean, they don't make it easy for us, the Premier League, do they? I mean, what a Christmas. Got Norwich on the 1st of January, but knowing Leicester, let's face it, we'll probably beat Man City and Liverpool and lose to Norwich. But this is what's coming up first. Let's say good evening to Charlie. We're not getting you in trouble with your parents, are we? Keeping you up late?
No.
Welcome along, sir. How the devil are you?
I'm not bad, mate. You?
Yeah, not so bad. Are you getting? I mean, I'm getting into the spirit here with the old Christmas shirt on. You know, I don't know what you're wearing. You must be doing that for a bet. But. Man City fan, huge Man City fan, obviously. Where can people find you? Give a shout out to all your socials and YouTube, etc.
They're both below. Dugout Daily on YouTube and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter.
And get following because you don't only do Man City, you do other teams watch alongs as well. So you can. There's a good variety to see on there. And he's here again. Can't get rid of him. Brad, how the devil are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been up and about and squeezed everybody in before I shut off for Christmas. And I've just finished on Ankit's channel, and I thought I'd pop on here. So I've just.
Have you got another one after me as well?
I think I've been asked if Rich, so I'll probably go on there because I need a word with Rich because I'm gonna have to see if I can rearrange the quiz of that. So I'm having a nightmare today, mate. Trust me.
Mate,
I'm getting thrown all over the place.
You shouldn't be so popular.
I know I can't help it. I mean, I wish I was more popular when it came to other things, but apparently I'm popular by demand on camera, so it's good enough. And it's not Crime Watch.
I mean, I know Julian is sort of top totty for the more discerning ladies, but you could be top totty for everybody else.
Well, maybe, but maybe I'd like to think so. But I've lived here long. I've lived long enough to know that that's probably not the case. I'm sure the ladies have better things to look at.
Well, Charlie for one.
Well, yeah. Charlie's got that youth appeal about him.
He has youthful good looks, hasn't he?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but he's youthful. I'm joking, Charlie.
Well, he's happy. You're happy, aren't you? I mean, top of the table. You've only lost 2 all season. Won your last 5. You obviously did lose in the English Super Cup at the start of the season, but it's going well for you.
Yeah. Sunday, comfortable win away at Newcastle. Newcastle are nothing special. I can see them going down, to be honest, this season. But can't get much better than being at the top of the table on Christmas Day.
No, can't. You cannot. Number 1 at Christmas. What more could you ask for? And I mean, you beat them 4-0. We managed to beat Newcastle this season, and that's who we've struggled against Leicester teams. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I actually went for Chelsea to be my choice well, not my choice, but I thought they would win it this year. I think you've got them coming up soon, haven't you? But this is completely different to last season. Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
because last season you were sort of down in the doldrums, and I think we'd beaten you 5-2 or something like that at your place. Oh, sorry, did I slip that in? But you've gone the other way around. You're storming it from the start, and you got those 3 points on Liverpool now.
Yeah, it was a good day for us on Sunday. Liverpool dropped points, Chelsea dropped points, and we won. So we're now 6 points clear of Chelsea and 3 points clear of Liverpool going into Christmas.
Brad, were Man City your choice to win it?
I don't like to say it, but yeah, they were and still are. I mean, it must be a bit awkward though, because how does it feel not being in your own cup competition, Charlie? The Man City League Cup, that's got to be a bit weird one, not having your name on it.
Well, apparently on the bottom of the cup where they put the names, they're just to make it easy. They've just gone ditto.
Yeah. I've heard they don't even go to that length, Chris. I've heard they just put air quotes over it just to brackets.
Who have you got tomorrow in this week in the Caribou Cup, Charlie?
Can't remember, to be honest.
No. I think they're out of it, aren't they, Brad?
Yeah.
I think they are. Although I was desperately looking to see if they're in the competition, but I don't even think they bother with the Johnson's Paint Trophy. So unfortunately for Charlie, I think he's got a lovely couple of days off before he gets an after Christmas stuffing by Leicester, hopefully.
We have beaten them with not so long ago. I think a couple of seasons ago we got them on Boxing Day. We do seem to get Man City and Liverpool a lot at Christmas. And I know I was in a house full of Man United fans, so we were all happy that day. But this is the game on Sunday, Boxing Day. It's a 3:00 kickoff. It's on BBC Radio Leicester. It's also on 5 Live now. It wasn't when I did the graphic, but it is now, or on obviously lcfc.com/radio. Charlie, you've got all the times in the Premier League, you've got the 12 wins over our 7. I must admit, I didn't think it was as close as that.
No. I can remember a couple of times though you've beat us, like that 5-2 game. The game on Boxing Day, like you mentioned there as well. So I can remember a couple of times you've beat us.
You just choose not to.
Yeah.
That's what you say, isn't it?
Maybe we just remind them of the other Christmas victory we had against them when we were in the Champions League and we beat them 4-2 as well. From 4-0 up, may I add, and Vardy scored a hat-trick against Pep Guardiola, the only English player to do so alongside a Lionel Messi. Just thought I'd mention that one. Thought I'd throw that one back out there just to remind Charlie.
Yeah, I think you're doing a public service there, Brad. You know, we should make it a public service announcement. You know, we've got to knock them off the perch somehow. I mean, Brad, do you see any hope in this game for us?
There's always hope, mate. I mean, like we've just stated, as good as Man City are, and they are a ruthless side. You literally do have to catch Man City on either a really bad day, which, to be fair to Man City last season, they had the same problems as we're having this season, in they didn't have their ideal defence. You know, they probably had their best guard in Nathan Ake at the back on that day. But a fully fit Man City side, you're hard pressed to beat them. But as you said, you know, we've probably beat them sometimes when you didn't expect us to. You know, Claude Puel was in charge of that Boxing Day victory, and when we was on a horrible run of form.
I think that just kept him in the job a bit longer, didn't it?
Well, it did. We did a double win that didn't we? We did Chelsea, then Man City. So who knows? I think the problem is we're more favourable to get a result off them at home than we are at the Etihad. Because I think the last time we got a positive result at the Etihad before this 5-2 win was the 3-1 win when we obviously went on to achieve the impossible.
We've only won. We actually won 5 away. We've actually won more away than we have at home.
That's really surprising. I honestly thought, that 21 in total. That's probably a few in the lower divisions, isn't it?
No, that's Premier League. That's just
Premier League.
Yeah,
I think that's
Yeah.
But okay, that's a bit of a surprise. You consider that the majority have been away.
I mean, Charlie, you know, you look at Leicester. Do you look at this and think they're sort of so, you know, unpredictable this season? But then, I mean, a lot of teams are. But you know, when you know, this time last year we were in the top 4, we were above you, and you know, now we say struggling, but we're in 8th, 9th, or something like that at the moment. You know, and we've got a game, you know, tomorrow night. Are you looking at this and thinking, put the feet up, lads?
Not really, because recently we've had a few tough games. I think Newcastle was a piece of piss, to be honest. But before that, West Ham.
Language, I'll speak to your mother.
West Ham, they're quite a good team, and we've had an easy run over Christmas, though, to be honest. So, this is one of our tougher games over the Christmas period, I think.
Oh, very, very kind of you to say. I've always said you were a very fair and nice Man City fan. Last season, Brad, I mean, you know, it was a tale of 2 games, wasn't it? We beat them 5-2 at the Etihad, but they came back to the and they said Walkers. Then the King Power and beat us 2-0. What we need is Jamie Vardy clipping a few, you know, feet as he goes into the box, and maybe James Maddison, you know, taking more lessons from Tom Daly.
It always takes something special, and when Leicester do beat Man City, it tends to be pretty emphatic and special. So you know, it could be a case that this happens. I mean, we always find, don't we, Chris? Actually, when other guests come on, when we play a Liverpool or a Man United, you probably are hard pressed to find a team that most teams don't particularly enjoy playing, because they know we're more than capable of beating them on our day. I mean, that's probably the only consistent thing about Leicester when it comes to football, is you can guarantee that teams feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit itchy, a bit like you wearing a Christmas hat, mate, a bit itchy when they play Leicester, because they're always mindful of the fact that we can get a 5-2 or a 3-1 or a 4-2 just as easily as they can beat us 2-0 or 1-0 or 5-1. So it's just going to be an interesting one. It's nice to hear Charlie's kind words about us, but I think you'll be hard pressed to find a Man City fan who's entirely confident of 3 points come the game, just because of, like you said, you always have an instant memory of going, oh, they actually do beat them. In fact, I think we've probably got a better record than most against Man City in terms of picking up points.
I think Jamie Vardy scored more goals against Manchester City than any other Premier League player. It's something like that. I could be wrong.
He has got a unique fact against them.
Yeah. Saying hello to Ankit. How are you doing, mate? Get over to that channel, especially if you, I daren't mention it, if you like your cricket. He has a great cricket channel as well. It's just that our cricket isn't that great at the moment. Charlie, I mean, I look at Man City and I look at how you're doing, and you've scored 39 goals. I mean, no, you haven't. That's Chelsea. Sorry. You scored 44 goals. Okay, a little bit less than Liverpool. You've only conceded 9. I mean, you haven't got a striker. What would you be like if you went out and bought a striker?
Yeah, I think we could be maybe 5 or 6 points clear at this point in the season if we had an actual striker. There's some games this season, like Southampton at home, we drew that 1-0. There's just some games where we don't take our chances at all, and it gets frustrating at times.
No, I can see. I remember that from Wembley, Brad, don't you?
Yeah. But the other thing is, everybody's been saying about how they don't have a striker and how they struggle, but they've been still, minus the odd game or two, like Charlie just pointed out there against Southampton. Every team has a blip, in my opinion. I actually think they've been more clinical without a striker, and that's purely based on the way that Guardiola goes about it. They're very heavy. I call them a top-heavy club because they've got a De Bruyne. They've wasted 100 million on Jack Grealish, but you might as well play him when you pay that much for him. They've got Mahrez, who, despite what we think of him for the way he was in his tail end to his Leicester career, is a good player. We can't deny a talent when it's there. You've got Sterling. They're very midfield predominant, and I actually think that maybe if they got a Kane or someone like that, the focus to make sure he gets the ball and scores the bulk of the goals has sometimes been the Achilles heel to Man City. I actually think that it's proved that even though they didn't get a better player for 100 million, they probably did a better bit of business by avoiding paying 150 for Kane, because the midfield feels they can dictate it a bit better.
Charlie, would you have wanted Kane?
Yeah, I mean, I would have took him, but he weren't my first choice, really. I'd rather have Haaland, to be honest. And you can see this season he's not as good as he was last season. He's only scored a couple of goals for Tottenham. I just don't think his head's there at the moment, to be honest. No. I don't think he wants to be at Tottenham.
Probably not. I mean, what other club, Charlie, could sign a player for £1 billion? I mean, it's £1 billion. I mean, I feel silly saying it. And then he's not a regular starter.
Yeah, not many.
It's scary. I mean, Brad, if we couldn't afford to pay £1 billion for a player. But Tielemans is our most expensive, 40 million. We don't leave him out.
No, that's very true. But again, you could then say, Man City have 1 billion players. So they're not struggle for choice. I mean, they spent 50 million on Nathan Ake, and I think I think Pep forgot he had him until Newcastle turned up. He thought, that's a championship level club. I can play that Ake kid, whoever he is. And whereas Leicester, as we've seen, this is probably the first year, minus a few dodgy signings, shall we say, from Southampton, that we've looked at our squad as a majority, the 25-man squad, and actually felt more comfortable about it. We really can't afford Tielemans to be out. It shows that even though he costs 100 million, 100 million for a guy to score 1 goal and get no assists in a 7-0 win. Anyway, the point is that they can afford to leave him out because they've got 3 or 4 others, whereas Leicester, even with the depth we've improved on this season, we still notice a noticeable difference when Tielemans isn't in that team. And I think that's the bigger thing that Man City have that we don't, is the ability to go, oh, well, he's on the bench, we'll just play this guy, and he still does a job for him.
Yeah. Terry says there, good evening, Terry. How the devil are you? They could borrow it. He's not been doing much lately. I think that's his choice, though. I think most fans. I mean, do you look at? I mean, Charlie, do you look at Leicester? I mean, I don't know how much you generally follow other teams, but obviously your ex-player, Kelechi Iheanacho, great end to last season, and he's already got a look in.
Yeah, I always liked Iheanacho, to be honest. I thought he was a good player. You signed Patson Daka in the summer, though, so I think that's took him down the pecking order a little bit. And I think Jamie Vardy will always remain first choice while he's at Leicester, to be honest.
Yeah. Just a hi to Scott as well there. Thanks for joining us, mate. And a hi to Eagle-Eyed Football. All I can say to you, mate, is hello. Is it me you're looking for? If you wonder why that, go and have a look at just check his channel out. You all right, Lionel? Thanks very much there, mate. And big up Brad from Brush. Yeah. Is that Basil? Bum, bum. I mean, we say about our central defenders again, Charlie. I mean, I don't know what your injuries are like, but we've got Liverpool, like I say, tomorrow. We've got 5 natural centre backs. Not one of them is fit. Evans, Soyuncu, Vestergaard, Fofana, and even Benkovic, or either injured or COVID play. I mean, if it's not going to get any better before the end of the week, you're just going to, well, I don't know. I daren't watch how many goals you score.
Yeah. What kind of team do you think you'll play against Liverpool tomorrow night?
We said this the other day, didn't we, Brad? And I think we both went for a strong team.
I mean, again, touching on the point I've literally just made about the fact that Leicester probably do just about have a fairly strong 25-man squad. I still think there'll be rotations, but I don't think Leicester have the luxury to treat this like Liverpool do, because Liverpool, let's face it, I'm not going to get into it, but they basically took this competition is the proverbial on the bottom of their shoe, the way Klopp looks at it. It's disgusting. I'm not going to go on a rant. I've had enough ranting about it. I did my major rant when he completely disrespected it, but I don't think we actually have the ability to put out an under-23s. I just don't think we'll be as heavy because Tielemans won't play, Maddison won't play. I think, ironically, Iheanacho will play and Daka will play, but we may see an Albrighton and Paris. Sorry, it's hard for me to say that name in a starting lineup terms. Pick up a Penguin, pick up a Perez. But we will see maybe a Nielsen, that young lad who's played. We'll probably see a Vontae Campbell, but it will still look like a fairly solid Leicester side all in all. Because I think, like you said, with our defensive woes, we're probably going to have to see a Bertrand and an Ndidi play centre-back, which is not as worrying considering how he played against Newcastle. It's kind of weird.
It is. And I think Charlie, when we look at it, and we're talking about this, like I say, in the Liverpool preview, in a way, if we lose to you on Saturday, it won't be a surprise. If we get anything from you, it's like a bit of a Billy bonus. And, if I want to win every game, of course we do, don't we, Brad? And every fan wants to win every game. But if now you gave me beating Liverpool, who they themselves, their fans think they're going to put a weakened team out. But if it's beating Liverpool and getting into a semi-final or 3 points against you on Saturday, I'm sorry, I'd go for the semi-final.
Yeah.
Would you, Brad?
Yeah. You know where I stand on cup competitions. I don't think any cup competition should be snobbified, if you will, especially not by the fans, because I just said this on Ankit's channel actually, is the fact that you don't know how long your cup's going to be successful for. Even Man City fans, this could all in 20 years' time, there'll be Man City fans sat there thinking, God, Do you remember when we said we didn't care about Europa League, and now look at us struggle? You know, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we have seen it. Look at where clubs have fallen. Did Leeds fans, when they were playing AC Milan in the Champions League, ever think they'd take 2 or 3 seasons to get out of League One? I bet you there's not a single. If you could go back in time to the fans back then and tell them they're playing League One football, they'd kick you in while laughing at you for making such a ridiculous statement. And I always say, whilst I understand that from a financial point of view, from maybe a club's hierarchy perspective, they're not the most glamorous things. But if you're telling me that a Sunderland aren't going to go full ham against, Banter FC tonight to try and get to a semi-final and maybe get into Europe, it's ridiculous. I want us to do well in this competition. But if you ask me to pick 3 points against Man City and get in a semi-final, and you're telling me I can't have both, I'm happy to put in a respectable performance against Man City, but turn over Southampton's B team.
That's us, isn't it? Oh, we're the C team.
No, we're the C team. Yeah, we've built the C team. We built the reserves.
Eagle Eye Football there, Lionel. I don't know. I'm not getting your post here. But yeah, I'm sure it means something to somebody, but I don't understand it, Lionel. I'm sorry. Charlie, do you think the fact that you're not playing midweek is going to be good for you?
I think it's a positive, but it's not massive, if you know what I mean. Because if we played this week, we would have rested a few players, would have given the likes of Palmer, McAtee, players like that a chance. Stefan would have played in goal. Ake would have played. So yeah, but at the moment, we've only got one injury at the minute. That's Ferran Torres, and he looks like he's on the way out anyway. So it's pretty much a fully fit squad for us on Sunday evening.
Looking at it, I don't know. Obviously, Lionel, that means something to Brad. Shut up, Meg.
Well, I get the joke. I get the references. It's a Family Guy thing. I don't understand why he's put it, but I just find the comment from me because I know the show.
Charlie, you've. I mean, when we've played you, we've got to think we've got Liverpool. I mean, it's hard. In fairness, you've got Brentford coming up. I guess if you're looking at that, I don't know, maybe not. Would you not look at that and think that Leicester are going to be the tougher game for you?
Yeah, definitely. To be honest,
and you then got sort of after that you have got Arsenal and Chelsea, so that could almost be sort of rearranging the top four, as they say. But this is what happened because this is our first game, Brad, when where we're playing somebody twice, and unfortunately, with Man City, they did beat us last time, 1-0. Those stats don't look particularly brilliant, do they? 6 shots for us. 25 for Manchester City. They had more shots on target than we had shots full stop. I am going to be totally honest with you, so worried with our defence for this.
Because we haven't got a defence. But also, this isn't something new to Leicester under Rodgers, how we do it. I mean, let's face it, if Vincent Kompany didn't turn into prime Zidane with his shot against us in that season, we would have actually denied Man City the title, it would have turned out, wouldn't it? If we would have held on to a 0-0, or if Iniacho could finish his dinner that day. It could have been a completely different outcome. So there was 2 very minor factors that could have changed the game. So I understand that. I think Brendan seems to decide, right, when we play them the first time, we'll see how they're on form. If they're really good, which they were, Man City, we'll play the defensive game and try and hit them and nick a goal and get out with a point. Or if they are a bit depleted and off form like they were at the start of last season, he feels a bit more comfortable in being able to naturally go at and attack Man City. The problem is when we do attack, that's when we seem to get the better of Man City. So I would hope that if we can get into that game with a bit more confidence behind us, maybe beating Liverpool in the cup and maybe getting an honest point off them in the league, we go into the Man City game thinking, you know what, sod it, let's roll the sleeves up, let's go at them, and we can get 3 points.
Interesting stat of the day here, Charlie. This is the BBC for you. It is how busy is cities, whether that be, and that annoys me, because why do they presume that Manchester, or if you say the city, know that it's about Manchester, because we're city as well. So I don't agree with that. And of course, we did beat you in the English Super Cup. But it says, how busy is City's Christmas schedule? Well, apparently, all your games, 3 games over Christmas and New Year, because you've got Arsenal on the 1st of January, is within 141 and a half hours. Ours is within 144 hours, but we're not including, obviously, the Liverpool game. How is your injury crisis, or have you got a crisis at all with COVID or anything at Man City?
No, not really. Like I said before, it's only really Ferran Torres that's out injured at the moment. Of course, Mendy's been suspended the whole season, so that's nothing new. Delap, who's a young striker, has been out with an ankle injury. There's potential Kyle Walker could miss this game because I think his best friend died or something like that. So he's missed the last couple of games. So I'm not sure whether he'll be back for this one.
And in the last game you had Jack Grealish and Phil Foden on the naughty step, because they certainly weren't at the stadium, I don't think. Are they likely to be back, or is Pep still annoyed with them? Please let him be still annoyed with them, please.
I think they'll play some of the game. Maybe not start, but they'll probably come on as a sub or something like that.
It sounds familiar, doesn't it, Brad?
Yeah, it does. I think the thing is, out of the pair of them, I think Foden's definitely the favourite child of Guardiola's. I can see him being forgiven before Christmas. I think he'll be starting against us. It's just one of them. The problem is, like I stated earlier, when you said about them not having a striker, they've got about 759 midfielders. So if one doesn't play, you're not exactly dancing for joy and doing cartwheels, because you go, oh, for God's sake, that means he might play, and he doesn't get any easier, does it really, in a sense?
Yeah. Doesn't at all. And we'll just take a very quick 10-second break just to remind people what to do, and then we'll be looking at a foot in both camps player.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform, or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Yeah, guys, please smash the likes, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. It does help us. Now, we do this every game, Charlie, where we pick a player that's played in the blue of Man City and the blue of Leicester, and we have a chat about him. And there's quite a few, but I didn't want to go too far back because you'd probably look at me and go, who? But I think you will know this guy, he says, just searching madly for the graphic. And Brad certainly will. He's mentioned him already. A certain Mr. Mahrez. Took a while to settle in, had a bit of a strop because he wasn't playing regularly. What do you think of him there now, Brad? Charlie, sorry.
He's a very good player, to be fair to him. He's always fighting to start. In our squad, I think no player is the definite starter every week, from maybe apart from Edison and Ruben Diaz, but that's probably about it, to be honest. So rotation, he scored on Sunday as well, a very good goal as well, to be fair to him. So he took time to settle in, like you said, Chris, but he's a very good player for us now, and he's scored a few very important goals for us while he's been here.
I mean, Brad, he soured his relationship, I do feel, when he left, in the way that he left. I mean, Kante, he couldn't wait to sort of get out, but the argument was he had it in his contract, and Chelsea matched the asking price, a bit like we did with Perez. I think they got the better deal, but he did you know, I think with a lot of Leicester fans, blotted his copybook. But let's be honest with you, if he came back now, I'd be on the floor kissing his feet.
I don't like feet. I certainly wouldn't be doing that. But you look.
Oh,
Leicester
you've got a thing for feet. I know.
No,
I've seen your bio on.
No. Put me off my food now. Thanks, mate. No, but But like I said in that point, that yes, he left tainted, but you cannot deny talent that he's got.
Indeed.
I mean, I believe at the weekend he got his 50th goal for Man City, which is no mean feat considering he's a midfielder. And the thing is, I think the thing is at Man City is I think he realised very quickly that he can't get away with chucking his toys out the pram. I think it became very clear to him at Leicester once his ability kicked on from the Championship days. It was that actually I am really, really good. I can play at a really, really high level, and this club perhaps wants and needs me more than I need them. I don't think his return, let's just say hypothetically, let's say he did come back to Leicester, I think it would be more than mixed emotions. I think it would take a lot of good performances and a lot of show of effort to turn a lot of Leicester fans forgiving heads towards him again. But at the end of the day, you've got to appreciate world-class players like that, or very classy, talented players like that when they're at the club. I mean, we got 1 year of Kante and he will be remembered fondly. And that was just one season. Cambiasso.
Yeah.
They both stick long in the memory for what they did.
Yes, indefinitely, indeed. And Charlie, he likes to score a goal against us as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He's got in that 5-2 game where we beat you 5-2. Sorry to keep mentioning it, but he did get the opening goal, and it was a sweet one, And I think that the biggest compliment we can probably give him is that we've never really replaced him.
Yeah. Who do you think's the closest player that you've had to Mahrez since he left?
Oh, I'll let Brad answer that because I don't think he'd be happy with if I said Gazelle. That's a joke, Brad. That's a joke.
Honestly, no one really. I mean, Lootman's looked all right. I'm a big fan of Lootman when he's played this season. But I feel like the way Lootman's incidentally also been played, where he's more central, more asked to get in behind. Charlie might maybe because the FIFA where you always find a player cutting in. Lootman's goal was a prime example. He was practically a striker where he was stood for his goal against Watford. I think maybe we've scrapped trying to find that winger that can dance his magic feet and run past the guy and then suddenly gets through on goal. So yeah, I don't think actually anyone's even come close to even respectfully give a name against the caliber of Mahrez. In terms of wingers, I would probably say Harvey Barnes on the other side of the wing. But in terms of out-and-out replacements, I think Leicester have given up trying to find it because it's not easy. You can't always find a replacement for that sort of talent of player. You just can't do it, whether we like it or not.
And it's a huge albatross to have round your neck that any player that comes in, is this the new Mahrez? I mean, that was the first thing they said about Gazelle. He's Algerian, the same as Mahrez. He's the new Mahrez. Well, no, he hasn't got in both his feet what Mahrez had in one big toe, but bless him, and took us ages to get rid of him. But Charlie, looking at this game, who from the Leicester side do you fear most?
For me, it has to be Vardy, to be honest. Just his pace to get him behind, his finishing ability, and he scored quite a few past us in his time at Leicester as well. So it's got to be Vardy for me. He
does like they say playing you. Brad, reverse it round. Who from Man City do you think is going to be the most trouble for us? Well, stick a pin in the team, really, isn't it? I guess.
Honestly, I think the biggest trouble for Leicester playing against them, it's probably going to be someone like Bernardo Silva. I think someone like that who's instrumental to sweeping things up at the back to make it very hard to get to their back line, and is a great threat in an attacking sense for Man City. Considering the guy wanted to leave this summer, you wouldn't know it the way he's performed for them. Which obviously means he's not sick of Man City, but he's looking for pastures new sort of thing. I'm very concerned about him because he always seems to find a way to either get a goal or an assist against him. Him and Gundogan always causes a bit of issues. I think that's where we'll struggle.
And Silva, Charlie, he's just been given a new contract, I believe, or about to sign.
Yeah, he's about to get one, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Deserved, I suppose you would say yes.
Yeah, he's been our best player of the season so far by a long way as well. He scored that goal against you in that very tough game at the King Power as well to win against you 1-0. So he's been our best player by a long way, in my opinion, this season.
We're going to do something new in a second. Well, new. We started it last night against Liverpool, so it's a second in a series of 2, as they say. But first of all, let me get your score predictions for this. I can't go. I can never predict a Leicester loss. Brad knows this well, but it is Man City. It is at Man City, and it's not. I know we did you last season, but this is a completely different Man City team, and we caught you. I think we may have been the first game that you played that season, and it just worked in our favour. And so we did get a few decisions. I can't say that you're going to beat us because that would just stick in my craw. But I've got to go. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go possibly a 1-1 draw. Brad, what would you go for?
I'm the same as you. Look, my Leicester head is going to make the score prediction, but I'd be very surprised if positive result is an outcome for Leicester. If I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah.
The neutral part of my brain is saying that Man City should win this game, maybe a 2-1. But I'm going to stick my neck out on the line here, and I'm going to completely make everybody spit the drink out or think they're been spiked with alcohol in their own home. And I'm going for a shock 3-1 Leicester win.
I think that would be a shock, if I'm honest with you. Yes. Well, when you said that, I was about to pick my drink up and I thought, no, I better not here. I would take 3-1, but then again, if you offered me 1-1 now, I'd bite your hand off. Charlie, you said that you've got to be confident, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll go 3-0. Are any of the centre-backs looking to be playing this game, or will they all definitely still be out?
I think
Soyuncu
should be back, and our best defender's already in the team in Ndidi. So, and Amate was illness, not COVID. I think we'd be all
wasn't
right.
mentioned, but then I don't think he's classed as a centre back, is he?
Well, no, but he has filled in there, and
he has indeed. But I think when the BBC made that list up, I'm just going to check here. Actually, I used to have it.
I think if we've got no centre back, Charlie, I'm going to take whatever score you give us. If you give us a goal, I don't care if you say 5-1. I can see it happening if we've got no back line.
I'm just trying to see. I did have a thing that sort of kept updated on the injuries, and I can't seem to find it. So I don't. Oh no! Here we go. Here's one I made earlier. That's it. Right. So according to this, Charlie, and you'll be able to sort of say yay or nay. Yeah, you got Torres, Delap, Mendy, and Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
They're all doubtful. I don't look at Leicester, Brad.
You'll have to click to page 2, mate.
Yeah, I think I might have to. Well, we know Fofana's out. Johnny Evans has got a thigh injury. And although it's not as bad as first feared, it's only a 25% chance of playing. Same with Soyuncu, he's only 25%. And his is a thigh injury. I mean, these are all for Liverpool, I'm guessing, so it might be better. But it's a big ask from 25% to no. And then you've got, oh, here we go. Vestergaard, illness. Perez, illness. Lookman, illness. Iheanacho, illness. Daly Campbell, in illness. Benkovic, illness. I mean, that is...
No, Benkovic isn't an illness. Benkovic is just allergic to football.
Oh, yeah. Chowdhury, illness. Forgot about him. James Justin, knee injury. He's got no chance at all. He's ruled out. Just like, yeah, can we just have the weekend off, Charlie, and give you the 3 points now? Would that be acceptable? That has just absolutely, totally depressed me 110%. But what did you go for in the end, Charlie? Was it 9-0 or something you said?
I'll go 3 now.
And I think you're being very cautious with that. I've got to be honest
He's
with
been
you.
generous. I'll give him that much. He's been generous. They're only scoring 3 if we've got midfielders at the back.
And I tell you what, I mean, even when they're all fit, we've been letting goals in. So when they're all not fit, get your boots on, Brad. I know you're a goalkeeper, but get your boots on. You could have a game.
Yeah. Although saying that, we played with no centre backs against Newcastle, and we didn't concede from a corner.
This is true. Maybe this is the way forward for us.
Brendan tactics, like Rafa facts. He knows what he's doing now.
Vardy and Daka in defence, you know.
Oh.
But this
on the left wing.
Yeah. This is very quickly now. This is for Charlie, and like I say, this is a very quick bit of fun thing that we'll say it's the second in a series of 2. So depending on how well it goes. I will have to probably explain this to Charlie because it only seems to go down with the old ones that know what this saying means. But basically,
5, Charlie.
Yes, this is it. It is. Yeah, I get fed up. Like whenever I say something to my kids, they look at me and they go, "Old man saying." I'm like, "Yes, all right, go on." But basically, it's you're given a choice of 2 things, and it's which one you'd sooner have. And it's like you say, like, do you want to sort of go out with your dad for an hour, or do you want to have a plate of chips? As kids, I don't know, the chips are nice. I do like chips, so that's why we call it daddy chips. So basically, you got to choose. And you can't dip out. You've actually got to go for one of the 2. Right. Okay, so there's only 5. First of all, national football teams. You're an England fan. If England were to lose, would you sooner lose against Scotland, or would you sooner lose against Germany?
Germany.
Well, there wasn't a lot of thought gone into that. Straight for Germany. Probably because we normally do, let's be honest, Yes. Where are we here? Would you sooner finish second in the Premier League or second in the Champions League? Which I know you have done both, but...
I'll finish second in the Premier League.
Because that would still get you into the Champions, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Managers. Who would you sooner have back? Roberto Mancini or Manuel Pellegrini?
Mancini.
Really? I mean, Pellegrini, I think, did he not win more for you?
Mancini started it all off for us, though, really. Won us the FA Cup in 2011, won the league in 2012. We got to the FA Cup final again, but lost to Wigan under Mancini as well. So he started us all off, really.
And of course, his 5 games at Leicester, he'll always remember playing at Filbert Street, Roberto Mancini. Yeah, the only club he joined and didn't score a goal for in like 3 games, and then he sacked that off to go and manage Fiorentina, I believe. But still, with fond memories of Mancini.
Yes, and Peter Taylor couldn't even get that right, could he? He signs a player that didn't want to stay. Talking of players, Charlie, which of these would you have on your team sheet? Jack Grealish or Riyad Mahrez?
I'll go Mahrez.
Mahrez. Ooh, I thought you might have gone for Grealish there. And final one, if you had to lose an FA Cup final, would you sooner lose it to Man United or would you sooner lose it to Liverpool?
Liverpool any day of the week.
You're not as bigger sort of rivals as Man United are with them, then.
I don't think. I
Do
can't
you
think of.
Sorry, carry on.
I can't think of losing to anyone worse in a cup final than United, to be honest.
I mean, you obviously have this, as Man City fans, they are obviously the other team there. But you speak, in Manchester, but you speak to Manchester United fans, and I believe they seem to think that Liverpool is the bigger derby.
Because apparently we're a plastic club, according to some United fans. But hey,
I think I can answer that one for you as well, Charlie. I think it's because they know they've got no chance of beating you, but they actually fancy the chances against Liverpool.
Quite possibly.
That's what it is. I think it's jealousy, mate, as well, a little bit on some behalf.
I think Liverpool put 5 past United at Old Trafford this year. Maybe. I can't
we all enjoyed that. Anyway, Charlie, I would say good luck for the match, but I totally wouldn't mean it. And we are. It is like a replay of the English Super Cup, because you are still Premier League champions. We are still FA Cup holders, and we did win the English Super Cup, didn't we? Charlie, good luck for the rest of the season, mate, and have a really, really good Christmas.
Yeah, take care, mate. See you in a bit.
Don't do it. What are you wanting for Christmas? What do the kids of today want for Christmas? 3
points against Leicester. That'll do me.
Ooh! Did you see that, Brad? I tell you what, you didn't even see the knife go in my back before he twisted it, did you?
No, he threw it with ninja skills. He went, and he said it straight away.
Remind me, he's not coming back on. Okay.
Okay, I'll note that name down. I'll add that on there.
Well, Charlie, mate, no, thanks for coming on. Like I say, I hope you lose, but do have a great Christmas and New Year, mate.
Yeah, take care, mate. See you in a bit.
Thanks a lot. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
See you in a bit, guys.
Cheers, Charlie. Thanks to Charlie there. Bradders, Merry Christmas to you as well.
Yes, and to you, mate. Nice. I've got one more tonight with Rich, and then that's me off for the holidays. So it'll be a nice little few days break. Probably get to unwind and be off for it. I was supposed to be doing one later on tonight, but unfortunately, as you know, yesterday, Maisie has yet to fully recover.
Yeah.
So we wish her a speedy recovery. I know you've put your words out there of kindness to her, so I'm sure she's resting up and getting as much energy as she can, bless her, and hopefully she has a recovery well soon, and we can sort that out. But until then, mate, I've got one tonight, and this is the last show I'll be doing with you until after Liverpool, I believe, isn't it?
Because I'm going solo tomorrow night on the post-match show. So
yes,
I've got to go and put my stabilizers on. Not often I have to go out on my own. And if anybody is wondering who Maisie is, should we do it once? Should we just play the laugh once?
Oh, it always makes you smile, mate. It always puts a cheery smile.
It does. Maisie, she's in hospital. I spoke to her earlier today. She's not good. Hopefully she's going to be out for Christmas. But do take care, Maisie. We want you out with this as soon as we can. And the thing is, I cut that short as well. It actually goes on.
We had the choice of hearing it live, didn't we, mate? In fact, we had to stop and compose ourselves afterwards.
I tell you, whenever we have her on, we just want to make her laugh to hear the laugh, you know. And obviously,
she charges you enough royalties for it, mate.
Yeah, shush! Don't tell her. I'd have to pay loads of money if that was a proper show. Brad, that's it. Have a great family Christmas. I know you're down with your family. Enjoy yourself, mate. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy, which leaves it wide open. And Scott's going to message me later. Right, Scott. And he wishes Brad a Merry Christmas as well. And to you as well.
Merry Christmas, Scott.
I tell you what, it's come round so quickly, but there we go. And it's early. It's only 7 o'clock. We came early so that Charlie could get off to bed.
I know, right? I can have a nap before later on for me.
Yeah, he only can't be up in case Santa comes.
Oh well, he supports Man City, so he'll be getting a plastic seat for Christmas, I've heard.
All right, mate. Take care and have a good one.
Mate. Thanks for having us on,
Cheers,
and
mate.
I'll
Thank
see
you.
you after Christmas.
We'll see you after Christmas. All bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, probably not.
Yeah, I probably doubt it, mate. I doubt it.
Cheers, mate. All the best.
Cheers. See ya.
So we've got 2 more before Christmas. This is what is coming up next. If he can find it. There is something coming up next tomorrow night, 10. So, we've got the post-match show tomorrow at 10:30, and hopefully on the 23rd, we'll be doing a special for Christmas at 7 o'clock. Nothing on the 24th because we're all going to be out enjoying ourselves or sat at home enjoying ourselves. We'll be watching the match on Boxing Day, but we will not be doing a post-match show again because it's Boxing Day. So that is the reason. So if I don't see you before, have one of these. But if you are around, let's hope that tomorrow night, post-match, we are going to be talking about Leicester City in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Brendan's still got to win that one with us. Fingers crossed. Good night, guys, and thanks for watching and listening.
That's all, folks.
Some people are on the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now.